Hello and welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year, and some of you are as well, which is amazing. We hang out, and I take 12 of your political questions at 12 noon Chicago time of every day. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange related goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country, and that's an ongoing thing. And we have epic troll slayers. So trolls beware. We have epic troll slayers. Thank you. All right, today. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh dear great Gussie. Have we got a show for you today? We have a little puzzle. We're going to try to understand. We're trying to work our way back to understand something about Trump. But we also have, there's an article that just came out about a Supreme Court ruling, or not ruling, Supreme Court case that is going up this term. They are going to be reading on which, yeah, this could have huge implications. Huge. But we'll get there. Anyway, but we're going to be okay. No matter what happens, we are going to be okay. And we are not going to lose our democracy. And we are going to get through this. And we're going to get through it together. Okay? That's the important part. You are not alone. You're never alone. We're going to get through this. Okay. Just keep that in mind. All right. So, okay, so let's just start with the puzzle. Okay. Oh boy, let's try to decipher this. The link is in the description box, but I will go here and read it to you exactly. ABC's Jonathan Karl recalls one of the stranger things I ever experienced with Trump. Okay. Now, I'm actually gonna pull this up on screen so you can see it. Let me turn my overlay off for a second so we can share this article. All right. Over on Huffington Post. One of the stranger things I ever experienced with Trump. ABC News, Jonathan Karl. Let me close this over here. Can you see? Yes. Okay. Jonathan Karl, thank you, said one of the stranger things I ever experienced involved former President Donald Trump wanting to be begged to attend the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Okay. That in itself is not, of course he wanted to be begged. Duh. This is not the thing. Karl was the association's president at the time and hadn't invited Trump to the annual bash. I was unsure if I was going to invite him. On the one hand, every president since Warren Harding is gone. Okay, always been invited. Trump was the only one who hadn't been there as president yet. On the other hand, he had declared the press the enemy of the people. And did we really want to have him at the dinner? On and on. According to Karl, Trump entered the Oval Office, and it was clear he wants me to beg him to come, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, fine. Day ending in Y. Malignant narcissism. Here we go. Trump kept suggesting he was open to coming. And all I say is, look, if you decide to come, that's fine. We welcome you. If you decide not to come, we respect that decision. But I haven't even asked. Then, now this is the puzzle. Karl said Trump turned to Associated Press White House reporter Zeke Mueller, who was vice president of the Correspondents Association at the time, and adopting a false voice halfway through said, Jonathan, what is it with him? He's like my son. Do you love your father? I don't know. Well, of course he loves his father. Kids. That's exactly what he said, recounted Carl. At first, for a flash, I thought he was comparing me to Don Jr., but no, he was comparing me to Barron. It was rather bizarre. He's like my son. Do you love your father? I don't know. Well, of course he loves his father. Really? So, what conversation was going on? I'm trying to backtrack it. I'm trying to backtrack it through. Narcissism has its own language. To a narcissist, everyone is an appendage. You do what I say. Of course you're loyal. I don't owe you anything, but of course you're loyal to me. Electra Storm says, "What are you reading? It makes no sense." That's what Trump said. So I started thinking it through, and it backed up to, he's like my son. Okay. Quote, "Do you love your father?" I don't know. Well, of course he loves his father. So did someone say to Barron, "Do you love your father?" And him being a teenager and being having Trump as a father said, "I don't know." And then maybe his mother kicked in and said, "Yes, of course he loves his father." I've been puzzling through. Bellbird says, "Sounds like there were many levels to that convo." Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my puzzle for today. I was trying to figure out if you can make any sense of that. Okay, being drawn to the Art Nouveau Gilded tarot here. Black cat, blue chair. Let's hear it for patriarchal fascism, everybody. Hip hip Sieg Heil. Man. All right. Oh, Holly Coleman. I looked over hill and dale and found Steve Bannon's birth time. Would you be interested? Yes, I would. Is it Christmas? Thank you. Thank you. All right. What was that all about? Do you love your father? Because I can't, because that doesn't sound like something Trump would say, does it? Do you love your father? I don't know. Of course he loves his father. So who was saying, "Do you love your father"? I'm sorry. I'm trying to work my way back through this, and it's just not. GM Dave says, Maury Povich couldn't figure out who his daddy. No. Diane Cachet says, so Jonathan Carl doesn't love 45? Okay, there was definitely Melania involved in that. There's that Melania energy right there, the mother. Teresa Ford says Trump talks about himself in the third person all the time. That is true. Oops, I guess I need to put that back. There we go. All right, 6 of Pentacles, Star, King of Swords, Fool, 9 of... Oh boy, yeah, okay. He thinks he's doing the fatherly thing. No. Son of a narcissist. These kids are sons and daughters of a narcissist. And there's particular trauma that comes from that. And quite often I'll get the bully card in the middle, the Page of Swords for Trump. But this is more Barron trying to elevate himself. Regular, healthy, teenage separation from the family. Run, Barron, run. Oof. And again, that's what Melania's trying to do, so stick with Mom. And Trump just swans off, with the ever the mirror in front of his own face, everywhere he goes, 24/7. And then everybody around him feels beaten up. Okay, it's just sad. Oh boy. Hello everybody. All right, so that was our puzzle for today. So at 11:30, let's have a look at, I didn't write that down. It was like 2 minutes or something. At 11:30. Gohmert, U.S. Representative Louie Gohmert, a Trump ally, is leaving the House. Y'all, we shan't miss you, not even a little. Farewell, elsewhere. What we like best about you is your absence. Yes. However, U.S. Representative Louie Gohmert, a Trump ally, is leaving the House to run for Texas Attorney General. How's that going to go? And also, is there any other reason he's distancing himself from D.C., the capital? So, Gohmert. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Oh, nay, something like that. You'd have to ask you'd have to beseech the great Google for information. I would not know. Okay. Gohmert. Exit stage right. Far right. Farther and farther right. Super right. Extreme right. What's German for right? Louie Gohmert. What happened to you? Give me Texas AG. Ten of Wands. That's quite the burden. Yeah. There's some stuff he may have. Has anyone heard specifically, like, what reason he's given why he's not going to run again? Because Texas didn't, set up a different district, redistrict and get rid of a Republican district. No. Oh, there's a lot though. He's going to have lots of splaining to do back in D.C. Five of Pentacles, Moon, Nine of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, World card. There's all this talk on the right that the Republicans are going to retake the House. That isn't what this feels like. And this is right up front. This is, I don't know that he's so sure about that. And there's a lot of legal worry. This is the Trump dynasty at an end. the political dynasty at an end. He's very worried. Very worried. Very worried. Burden. He is burdened. No, there's a burden of information about him, evidence about him. I don't know why my ear's itching. Anyway. Okay. So, Louie Gohmert. Are you going to be the Texas Attorney General? And wait till we read on Ohio. I think it's Ohio. Oh boy. But right now we're looking at Representative Louie Gohmert for Texas AG, Attorney General. Where are you? There is a slight background of kind of effect of nails against a chalkboard when he talks, but because I could hear the tone of him speaking. Why is he so awful? Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean and awful? Because he can. It was one of those raised by parents who would hit their children a lot. And back in the day, it's what was done. I mean, it's what parents did to kids. It wasn't, thank heaven that's going away, but that's how it was done when he was a child. And he'd say it made him big and tough and strong and what have you. But a lot of it's just, he was abused by the patriarchy, and then he realized, hey, I can be a leader in the patriarchy and I can do whatever I want. And people have to listen to me. Because I don't know what religion he is. I'm assuming he's a Protestant. So we've got the entitled male right-wing Protestant. Yeah. Yep, corporal punishment, Deborah. Feisty butterflies that spare the rod, garbage. Yes. So, AG, sitting pretty. At the moment, I'm being drawn to the way her feet are kind of sinking into the grass. Like, oh, just settling in. This is going to be lovely. I have name recognition. I have, maybe his poll numbers are good. Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and Chariot. Yeah, it's not going to go so well. Because January 6th, Democratic power. This is karma. This is fate. This is what you've sent out is definitely coming back to you. The end of the Trump era. Extremely worried. If it was just that could be dynasty, Republican dynasty, Trump, or what have you. Maybe rising again and going forward. Maybe. But you put these other two cards in here. Oops. And you have worry right next to the card of dynasty. Rise of Democratic power. This is Democratic power. Then you have Wheel of Fortune, bringing the Chariot, which is a big sweeping change. But the center, you have this power. In the same way that the Ace of Pentacles can be like, it can either be the start of like a business or something. It can be the start. It can also be a huge just amount of money because it's so big. Well, same thing with this cup. It can be the beginning of something emotional or something Democrats are doing, but it can also just be a lot of Democratic power. So, but that is the card for Gohmert. You know what? I sleep perfectly well at night. I have my worries, but none of them include trying to destroy democracy. I lay down, I close my eyes, cat lays down against me, and we both drift off to dreamland. Oh, please. Oh, really? Really? Sorry, the card really wanted to be on the floor. Yeah, he really wants to just poof, fall. Anyway. Oy. Oh, Kevin's here. Hello, Kevin. So, oh yeah, the things I used to do to kids. Yeah, let's not, because we've got some stuff later to talk about that. It might even be in the description if you can see it. Second to last question. Hey. Okay, I have to write this down. Sorry, guys. I've got to get Bannon's information here. Okay, Steve Bannon, November 27th, 1953, 9:30 p.m. Thank you. Norfolk, Virginia. Steve Bannon. Great. Fantastic. November 27th, 1953, 9:30 p.m., Norfolk, Virginia. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Put that right here because I wanted to look at his chart on December 7th, the start time of his next time he's going to be in court. So, okay. Oh yeah, I think a lot of us have horror stories from growing up, and violence, and yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad. But things are getting better in that way. Not perfect yet, but getting better. Okay. So at 23:30, the U.S. and other countries are tapping into their oil reserves in a desperate attempt to lower gas prices. Will it work? Biden's doing this. Oh, JR, I'm afraid I've got my questions for today. I'm sorry, but it's kind of first come, first serve, and sorry. But I'm here every day. You can ask tomorrow. Especially if you come just before it starts. That's the perfect time to put things in. Okay. 20. Okay, 24:15. Tapping into oil reserves. Is Biden and other countries tapping into oil reserves? Will it bring down the price of gas? Will it bring down the price of gas? Economically, I do feel like the ground beneath us is pretty stable. It's not perfect. We're still kind of shaken from the past, what's happened, but no, it feels pretty solid. Have a great day, Pamela. And hello, B. Fool. It's funny. I'm being drawn to the light, the beams of light back here, and it looks a little bit like a commercial. I don't know why I'm getting. It's like a commercial for gas stations or type of gas. Remember growing up, they had stuff like that. They were just a little weird. Like, what does that got to do with whatever? All right. Oh, I'm getting a weak internet warning, so it should be fine. It hasn't dropped off in a while, but if I disappear, I will come back. 6 of Pentacles, Devil, Magician, 7 of Wands, and King of Swords. Price gouging. Trying to take action, initiative to make changes. Okay. Laissez-faire capitalism on the defensive, which is good. Again, this feels like like going and getting gas with tarot gasoline is the best. We have plenty at good prices. That's what it feels like. Very strange. Thank you, Sandy. Kevin Brazil, yes, you can trust your car to the man who wears the star. Texaco. Jim Dave says gas war saved a lot of money. They don't do that anymore. Okay. Debba Cal saying get a free set of glasses with a fill up. Exactly. Cat saying put a tiger in your tank. That's the energy I'm getting, which is fairly positive. Some competition. Oh, Nene says, hi, Autumn. Clickbait only. Love and light. Clickbait only. Pardon? I don't understand. I know, Electrostorm. When will we stop relying on gas? We need to get away from it. I understand. But this is what we're asking about. Because right now there are supply chain issues and all of this other stuff that's hemming in progress. 2 of Swords, Strength, Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. Oh, that's a decision to tap the strategic reserves for the strength of the country. Not good for the environment. But we've got it there. It will help. It's not going to solve all our problems, but it will help. There's still difficulties. Recovering from a pandemic is hard. It just is. It's difficult. Holly Boo says, I have some of my grandparents' green stamps. Oh yeah, you guys were talking about that earlier. You mentioned them earlier. Yeah, my mother used green stamps back in the day. She saved up, and people were saying her family members were like, oh, I don't use those. And she's like, oh, can I have yours? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Well, then she saved up, and she got a little stroller for my oldest sister. And they were like, where'd you get that? Yeah. Oh, boy. Stephen Haggerty says, I loved the dinos from Sinclair gas stations. I don't know Sinclair stations. I just know Sinclair is the broadcasting company, the right-wing broadcasting company. So when you say Dino and Sinclair, I'm like, Democrat in name only. Yeah, we're all feeling beaten up, but we're going to get through it. Sun, the star. We're going to get through it. Okay. Oh, Electra Storm says, my mom got an ice cream maker and popcorn maker with the S&H stamps. Nice. Nice. Very sensible. All right, 31. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I mentioned this the other day, but it's official. Republican Sean Parnell, the guy who's been accused of domestic battery. He's dropped out of the Pennsylvania Senate race. Leaving Dr. Oz as the only major Republican candidate. So, how will having another major reality TV star vying for a spot in their ranks fare for the future of the party? The Duck Party, full of quacks. I mean, there's some stuff, good stuff he did, I suppose, but... And now he's running for Senate. A knight of the far right. How... I didn't get a chance to go look. Is Oz a Trumpster? Really? Tower. Hierophants. Knight of Cups. King of Swords. Yes, big time. Oh, dear. Because then he's upset because that's the Tower and the institution, the fall of the institution, the fall of the Trump. And these go-go Democrats out there trying to change things, but he's going to bring the truth. Yes. Vote for me, I'm going to bring the truth. And this is someone in a red cloak walking away, and a whole lot of Democratic votes down here. I don't think it's, it doesn't feel like the Republican Party has any problem with who he is. I mean, come on. They've got, look at the people they've got in power, in positions of power. Hawley? But, oh, he was against the vaccines, Electra Storm is saying. Ooh. But the question is, can he win? Dr. Oz. Ten of Pentacles, the dynasty, the Trump, in the name of the Trump dynasty. Yeeks, Seven of Wands, King of Pentacles. This is voters. These are voters just hemming him in. I get big time Trump supporter. I get he has a lot of money. These Trumpster ideas are on the defensive because they're not as popular, and the voters don't like him. You would think, I'm sorry to say, in America, quite often, if you have enough name recognition from anything, you can get into office. You just show up. Oh, I recognize that name. I liked him in that movie. Therefore, he must be that character. Or card went flying again. Oh, please. Oh, nice. Pink, just 54 years old, just found out my actual birth time. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. All right, hang on. In the sun. All right. I'm not getting, matter of fact, the other day, can he get the nomination? I think so, but can he win? Three of Swords, again, voters. No, oh, nay, nay. Empress, partnership, cups, sun. Democrats, women. He has terrible cards. So at some point, I should probably, if he's going to be the candidate, let's chart election day. Okay. All right. So, oh, there's so much more. Where's the cat? The kitty is in the other room. Last time I saw, they're both on various beds in the house, sleeping. Last time I saw Boo Boo, he was sleeping right where I do. He had curled under the blankets, and he's curled up against my pillow, sleeping. And then Alfie's asleep in the other room over there on the bed, where it's quiet. So. Oh, colleague Holman, no known birth time. Okay, June 11th, 60. '11th, 1960. No birth time. Do you have any idea where he was born? Electra says, with all this talk about birth times, I decided to look at my birth certificate, and the time is on it. I was born at 5:05 p.m. September 14th. Fantastic. That is good. All right. Yes, the kitties. All right. Oh, Deseret has peppermint stick coffee. Wafts the peppermint stick coffee into the chat. Russell Reeds is a 2:30 baby. Oh, Browan sent him a lunch baby. Oh, 5:58 p.m. Just in time for dinner. Okay, 39. Okay. Trump. There is more information that's come out about more of his, more of Trump's properties where he wildly overvalued them when looking for a loan, and then wildly undervalued them when asked to pay taxes. And Rachel was actually talking about some of this last night, and she was saying, Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, and she was saying that with property that there can have a little bit of leeway between the two. The numbers aren't always exactly the same, maybe 10% difference, 15 tops. Whereas in this one particular Trump property, he literally said this building was worth $500 million, $500 million when he was asking for a loan. And then when he went to pay taxes on it, he said the exact same building was worth $17 million. But they have to prove intent for fraud. That's intent for fraud. Okay, so by the time investigators get done looking into Trump's real estate books, will they have to invent a new kind of magical math to make sense of it all? Basically, will the bottom line include jail time for Trump? Fraud much? Yes, Gary Atkins. Browen says that happens all the time. Yeah, not that much, though. Bill Bird says, why is it not the tax department that estimates the value instead of the owner? Yeah. Stephen Haggerty says keeping 2 sets of books is fraud. Oh, somebody should have told Weisselberg. All right. So basically, tax and insurance fraud that would have put any of us in prison. But again, I sleep quite well at night. I don't take part in any kind of defrauding, stealing. Oh, the truth is coming out, though. The truth is coming out. Michael Grant says Trump will blame Weisselberg. Oh, well, he'll blame anybody. He'll blame the bellboy and the busboy and the Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. It's not just him, it's the whole family. It's the whole family. And it will come out. Family. Queen, queen, queen. Whole family. Kevin Brazil says, in Texas, one is told what their property is worth. Absolutely not the owner. Kevin Brazil says the taxing authority valuations are nuts. No. So if these people have been committing this kind of fraud all this time, maybe they should be charged, arrested. I know. Crazy thoughts. Yeah, GM Dave, they'll claim Eric did it. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, we don't have enough money. Seven of Cups. Illusion. Sitting pretty. No, they're not. World card. Oh, that world's coming to an end. Is it an ending? Well, this is the card of end of the chapter, end of the book, a whole new way of life. Are you sure it's an ending? Yes, honey, I'm sure it's an ending. Death card. And working. I have to go get a real job. Yeah, it will come crashing down on them. The whole Trump org thing is just based on fraud. It's just fraud from beginning to end. Entertainment only. I'm reading on the collective energy, but that is what I am getting. Which isn't exactly shocking. Oh boy. All right. At 45, Ghoulaine. Ick. Her trial starts next Monday, the 29th, in Manhattan. Manhattan Federal Court under Judge Allison Nathan. Ghoulaine is going to start challenging her accusers in court. One of them kept a diary of her time with around Epstein. And although apparently Maxwell isn't directly named in it, is what I heard. I don't know. Will the victim's diary be published? Will the victim publish her diary? And are there more people who could bring down people it could bring down listed in the pages? But I don't know how long this thing is, but you'd think that should be able to make quite a bit of money from it. But you have to kind of put your, but usually in victims like this, there's a lot of shame, and you'd have to just forever put that out there. But they can pay for a lot of therapy if you're struggling. All right, I suddenly feel like crying. Very powerful men. As you tried to name names, should get hit with libel. Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups, Empress, King of Wands, Fool. Well, the good thing, it feels like this person has gotten older, and I'm getting some energy here of having possibly her, if not her own family, then a support system. I'm getting positive energy around her. Yes, she was really a victim, and now she's older. She does have some power within herself, which is excellent. These jackwagons, they're in the way. Their money, their power, it's in the way. Stephen Haggerty says diaries carry weight in a court of law. True, but with the amount of money these kind of men have, and the lawyers, it's hard. It's hard for these victims to step forward. Michael Grant says truth is an affirmative defense to libel. I'm with you. I'm just worried about these poor women, their mental health, their emotional health. Just saw, Don Gubb was saying, Jada calls them jackaloons. I like that. Kevin Brazil saying Michael can't litigating, quote, truth be cost prohibitive, unquote. I think there's a lot of that too. Pink says, okay, now I'm thinking about Matt Damon on SNL talking about squee calendars. I don't know why, but we're talking about that later. Question is going to be a doozy. All right, Four of Cups. Refusal. Not going to listen. La 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 la. Two of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Five of Swords. Two of Cups, Six. Oh, gosh. Three cards. Are these monsters going to be taken down? That's... Steve Haggerty says, thank you, peace out, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm about that close from doing that myself, because I just, yeah, that was... I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're barons of industry. I don't care. Page of Wands, Two of Cups. Collection. I used to get this card for someone carrying big piles of paper into court. That's the thing. These girls who were abused, they have brains. They heard, they know who people were. They know names. They know what happened. They get older. So what you think is your secret's going to be safe forever? Oh, nay. Good. I'm walking away from that energy. I just can't right now. GM Dave, I agree. GM Dave was saying the FBI should protect the victims' safety, not leave them under the predators' terror tactics. I agree. Pink says they should be able to corroborate each other's stories. True. And Black Cat Blue Chair is saying, I'm getting that over 100 rich white men could be implicated. Yeah. M. Kelpie says they're survivors and need to be respected. Yeah, but these guys respect them? Maybe they should have thought about that when they were underage children. But yeah, we're okay. I gotta walk away from this energy, or I'm going to hurl or cry, or I don't know what. So next Tuesday, Ghoulaine's trial starts. Oh, thank you, Don. Thank you. Okay. 5330. Capitol rioters. We freak on the nicest people. That's what happens when you are a political reader, if you're a new age political junkie, like many of us are, this is the stuff we end up looking at. 5330, as the Capitol rioters start to face justice, sort of. One judge, actually I think it's more than one, but in this case one judge is questioning whether or not Trump's orders telling Pence to block the certification of the election results qualifies as obstruction. So, well, they finally, at some point here, charge the Orange Menace, seditionist in chief, grand narcissist, orange fascist wannabe, walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. Will they indict him for what? Interfering with the election? Obstruction? Thank you, Dave. Okay, Lynn has a silly, we're just going to throw in a silly joke. I like it. There's a laugh for you, says Lynn Halliday. Why did the turtle cross the road? To get to the Shell station. Thank you, I needed that. star. There's so many investigations are aiming at him, and they're building up to get to him. Like, did you guys ever see Taylor Swift's video for Reputation, where she's standing up there and they're like versions of her like trying to climb up to get her? I don't know, I just got that mental image. They're all these different cases, they're all working their way up, and his own misdeeds are climbing up to converge on him and get him. That's the mental image I got. I'd rather look at Taylor Swift, who is an entertainer and works hard, than ever look at Trump, but okay. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, Chariot, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, Seven of Swords. Oh, there are people trying to sneak out the back door. And people, oh, this is good. Okay, you know how I don't like when the cards are too good to be true, but I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking this. This is the committee. Democrats in other places other than the committee, too, it's other parts of government, moving forward in a big way, going after Trump. And these are people, they're like, yeah, he did it. And I'm just going to sneak out back here. Don't mind me. I'm not here. You never saw me. Yeah, he did it. But he's going to be mad. All right. That's not bad, but I've got another question, similar, at 58. We look at this every once in a while. Let's look at it again. We do have today's 12 questions, Canyon Roots. I'm sorry, but I'm here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. So my father is not entirely pleased with that, considering it also falls on holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, but so this is what we do. Anyway. At 58, 15. Yeah. Paging Mueller's indictments. Mueller's indictments. Please report to the DOJ. Thank you. Why hasn't Trump been charged with obstruction of justice for firing Comey? Or the other things he did? I remember when Trump fired Comey, I immediately called Sarah, my bestie, and I was like, Trump fired Comey. And she just burst out laughing because she was thinking what I was thinking, which was, you're done. You're done. Nope, still swanning around, still golfing, still gathering hundreds of millions of dollars from his suckers. Dawn, no, that's not usually what we do. The community page isn't usually where we put questions. It's in the chat. Preferably just before the chat starts in all caps. I don't always check the community page. I probably should, but that's why there are links on the community. There are links on the community page to all the live streams that week. It publishes on Sundays. Anyway. Sean Gov, did you submit your voice to our local supermarket here in New Zealand? I swear it's you. Yes. Yeah, uh-huh. Black Hat Blue Chair saying, yes, obstruction of justice all over the place. Yeah. 6 of Cups. Those were the days, my friend. The card of nostalgia. I remember when the corrupt president is firing the attorney general who is investigating him. That would get him out of office. Lickety-split. King of Wands, Trump the person, Page of Pentacles, King of Cups, 9 of Cups, Ace of Cups. So it's going to come back up. It's been Trump and his little minions, but his little minions are feeling less enthusiastic. They're turning sort of back at many of them, not all, but many of them are turning back into Republicans from actual full-blown fascists. And they're just like pulling away. They're not really the supporters. They're not the Knights of Wands who protect the King of Wands. They're, yeah. But now you've run a conscience, have several seats. Biden administration, committees, ethics, DOJ, Biden's DOJ. Yeah. It says there's stuff coming, but Team Dave says all Biden has to do is say he's disappointed with Garland and replace him. You suggested with a scorned woman. But could Biden get anyone through the confirmation process at this point? How long did it take? Look how long it took Garland to get through. Electra has a question, which is a good one, but I want to make sure I get through the ones I've got already. Okay, 103. All right, what is with the internet connection? Very frustrating. 103. Things were doing so well. 103. Pelosi is still showing up to work, which is good. Even while she's getting more and more death threats from Trump fanatics. Is there any relief for her in sight? Oh, the energy is a big nope. Nope. And all of those seditionists who went to the Capitol, some of them armed, who admitted to wanting to, that they were planning on giving Nancy the big dirt nap, but they got off on misdemeanors. Okay, any relief for Pelosi anytime soon? Any relief for Pelosi? Hey, Nancy. How you doing? Sun card. 7 of Pentacles. Devil. Nope. All right, you got white supremacists. You got white supremacists and the fruits of their labor. What we're going to do, what we're going to go after, absolute vile. Some of them absolute vile corruption, dangerous, what have you. And this is her protection. And it's very good. It's a king. Not budging. So she's okay. But relief, I'm not getting that anytime soon. GM Dave says Liz could win a gunfight. They better pick who they threaten more carefully. Okay. So at 106, Hippie Sue had a question. 106. Why is the RNC still paying part of Trump's legal fees? That is a very good question, Hippie Sue. Very good question. All right, so the RNC, okay, Donald Trump, my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, my understanding is that Donald Trump has gathered more than $100 million in donations. And he hasn't even said officially that he's running, so he can do whatever he wants with that money. Nice work if he can get it. The RNC is, well, what people were saying was they're not really happy with Trump because he's taking the money that would often go to them. And they raised like 30 million or something. But Trump has over 100 million in money they've raised from donors. And yet, the RNC paid $140,000 to a lawyer who was defending Trump's legal battles about his business before he became president. Are you kidding me? Yes, Kat, the art of the grift. I don't get it. Oh, yeah, the dance. Oh, you pay, I'll pay. We were talking about this yesterday, Ghoulaine Maxwell. She and Epstein, specifically, what she would do is she wouldn't pay for meals. She'd suddenly be like, right before the check was going to come, she'd be like, oh, I've got to catch my jet. I'll see you later, bye. And she'd leave without paying and stiff everybody for the bill. And she'd have, like, she and Epstein would have these big parties. And they'd call up rich, somebody who was coming to the party, rich person, and say, hey, on your way, would you mind picking up the drinks? We have this big order, alcohol order. Could you pick it up on your way, please? And they'd be like, well, okay, sure. And they'd get there and it wasn't paid for. And this person would be like, okay, well, I'll pick it up and, you'll reimburse me, right? Yeah, oh yeah. Never did. It's the dance of the grift. Dance of the orange fruit grift. 2 of Wands, Lovers, King of Cups. Because there was somebody who promised to do this or is trying to get in with Trump. This is a cult member. This is someone who is completely whatever Trump wants, whatever we can do to help Trump. We need Trump on our side. We need to just to get on Trump's good side. Normally what they do with the money is they're trying to get out their message. They're fighting the incumbent Democratic president, but no, right in the center, this money went there because of someone or a few someones in the RNC itself who were trying to stay on Trump's good side. Actually, it wasn't even trying to stay on his good side. I'm feeling this. Oh, Trump. Oh, let us pay for that. Oh, we'll take care of that. Oh, Trump. And it's like, oh, self-respect. Get some. Ooh. Oof. Man. All right, 110. And now we are at the doozy of a question for the day. Dear Oh Grey Gussie, the link is in the description box. It's under question 11. Well, actually, it's not 11 anymore. It's at 1:10. 1 hour, 10 minutes in. The Supreme Court has taken on a case from West Virginia. West Virginia versus the EPA. All right. Okay. Not surprising. West Virginia, big on the coal thing. Right? Fine. West Virginia versus EPA, going to Supreme Court. The argument that West Virginia is making is an argument that, at least to the best of my knowledge, 2 of the Supreme Court justices themselves have been saying for many years. But they didn't have such a right-wing court, so they couldn't do anything about it. And from what I could tell, the argument boils down to FDR created various government agencies when he was president. And there's some thinking that with FDR creating them, he basically then handed them to Congress, or basically said, we're creating these parts of the government. Here, Congress, you figure out the details, how we're going to fund them, what's going to happen here. The argument that 2 long-term far-right members of the Supreme Court have been saying, and what West Virginia is saying, is that the Congress should never have, that assumes the Congress giving up a separation of powers right that it has, and that it couldn't do that. It could not give up that power because separation of powers need to exist. Therefore, if the Supreme Court sides with West Virginia in this trial, it says that the EPA and just about every government agency created since FDR could be unraveled. Now, at first I was like, I'm not a conspiracy theory person. Life actually, if there's any doubt, it's usually the boring answer is what's real, what's going to happen. However, the Supreme Court is looking at that, right? They have taken this case on. It has a docket number. They have not said when they've not given a date when they are arguing it. And if they say February 20th, I'm going to pass out. But the U.S. is going through a Pluto return, which is about the power. Who's got the power? And it cuts down everything that does not have strong roots. And if you think something that dramatic couldn't happen, Pluto will burn my life down a couple of times in my life. Already done that. I know how brutal it can be. So I'm concerned. Now, does that mean absolute chaos, end of the universe? No. Does it mean we're going to lose our democracy? No. It doesn't change voting. It doesn't change. There's a lot it doesn't change. However, boy, would it cause chaos. And if there were Republicans in power when it happens, how much of the government are they going to be willing to put back together? Deep space? Sorry, deep state? Yes, Kevin, breathe. Breathe. Sorry for the pun. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, Kat, dismantling government services. Yeah, various agencies just unraveled as people come and say that shouldn't be there, and that shouldn't be there, and that shouldn't exist, and that shouldn't exist, and that shouldn't exist. So Congress has to go back and reauthorize it all from scratch. So is this is what's going to happen? No, I don't know. I'm not there yet. But I thought we'd better read on this because Pluto. So, but we are going to get through this and we are going to be okay. We really are. All right. This kind of stuff makes me a little crazy when I think about it. But that doesn't mean that that it's all catastrophe and what have you. No. We don't know that we would lose Social Security. But it could have implications. So, Supreme Court. Institutions, parts of government. Okay. Tower. 6 of Cups. Page of Wands. 8 of Cups. Lovers. That's what they're hoping to do. Nostalgia. Things we've taken for granted. This is the far right message. Far right message. And this is Republican working, being influenced by the cult members, wanting to bring down the nostalgic tower. Okay. I would think Roberts would slide out and just like pass out cold at the thought of this actually happening, but there's only so much he can do. Yes, Michael Grant. I like beer like spear. Yes. And squee. And calendars. And quite possibly, we won't go there. Oh boy, really? Because I have, I have been picking up that things come, legal stuff comes for the right, from the right, legal stuff, far right, dramatic rise in Democratic power. Something stupid like this would do it. Knight of Pentacles. I'd call it cost savings. Oh, I can say something really crude about Rand Paul right now. I won't go there. King of Cups. No. King of Swords, Page of Cups, Fool, Ace of Wands, Six of Pentacles. We need to vote. That's what they're saying. If we don't vote, this is a real possibility. This extreme stuff. And if they can't get through it through now, and Republicans take back the presidency and the Senate, wow. Vote. That's the saying. Vote, vote, vote. That is the way to make sure none of this happens. Linda Johnson says, if they mess with Social Security, no Republican would be left in office. Well, I just hope, I just don't want people to get hurt. And if they mess with Social Security, people are going to get really hurt. Really hurt. Fool. You sure you want to do this, guys? Oh, Electra Storm, don't be depressed. Don't be depressed. We're going to vote. We're going to vote. It's going to be okay. All the readers I know, including myself, have seen Democrats winning the midterms. And winning for quite some time. And Pluto's going into Aquarius. So it's going to amplify all the Aquarian energy, which is all about working together. It's all very, very liberal. Don't be depressed. Do you want me to make you some tea? Get you a cocoa? Wish I could. Don't be depressed. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, King of Swords. Vote. You vote, you may just feel like one person, doesn't matter if I vote or not. Yes, it does. Vital. Vote. That's what I'm getting. Teresa Ford says the Supreme Court case doesn't care if we vote. Well, the message I'm getting is there's something in the situation where if we vote, if we keep a Democratic president, Democratic controlled Senate, we might be okay. And we're going to survive either way, but we need to vote. That's what I'm getting. So to make sure, because if they try anything, even remotely this extreme, Biden will pack the court, do something. So, but anyway, Susan Gray says all the readers saw Blue Wave in 2022. Biden's the president. Schumer is leader in the Senate. Pelosi is speaker. It's close. But we won. Thank heavens. So Johnson says this is just a warning vote. Oh. So, all right. Now I wanted, after that, I thought, okay, well, I want something way out there. I want to get as far away from this energy for my last question as I possibly can. So we are going as far out as we can. All right. Put on your shoes and socks and your spacesuit. Okay. 125. They have found these new images, links in the description box. They have found these images of Jupiter. And there are new storms. You know the big red spot on Jupiter? That's a storm. There's when one of the rings higher up on the planet, it's all these other little storms are starting to form in one of the layers. Desrat put on his kitty socks. So that's interesting. It's quite pretty. And there's been talk for a while that the big red spot on Jupiter is actually getting smaller. In like 50 years, it might actually be gone. Kind of sad. But if these are forming up here, who knows? Anyway, in The Expanse and various sci-fi novels I read, there are people living on various moons around Jupiter. So I wanted to know, will humans ever live on any of the moons around Jupiter? Because basically Jupiter is, I mean, obviously these are scales that I can't even comprehend, but Jupiter is actually not a million, like it's not absolutely impossible that it wouldn't have actually turned into a star, a small star. Because if it got more matter, there's a real possibility if it got big enough that it would, and then little star. And right now, apparently, there's some crazy radiation coming off of Jupiter. But will we ever have humans living on any of the, Michael Grant said, the by Jove condos. I love that. By Jove. Jove, right by it. By Jove condos. I love that. Disrat says, and by the way, Jupiter has a massive radiation footprint. Yeah, I was just saying. Browan says there's always been crazy radiation coming off of Jupiter, just to clarify. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Electra Storm says, I don't see us living in space because I don't think our bodies can take it. I had dreams all my life, off and on, of being in another life, on another planet, in a deep space craft. Michael Dren says Neptunian estates. It's underwater. Strength card. Yeah, that would be a show of strength. By Jove condos. I love that. On Io, Ganymede. What are the other ones they talk about? Various ones. King of Pentacles. Expensive. Burden. 10 of Wands. Queen of Wands. 6 of Cups. Tower. Oh dear. If we spent a vast amount of money and took on a huge burden and got some people crazy enough to try it, to try to build a dome, a thing, a something, yeah, okay. They would need fail-safes on top of fail-safes on top of fail-safes. This is the, okay, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Any more information? Don Gubb is saying Ford Prefect Satellite Apartments. Jove. Page of Pentacles. Well, there are always young people who are willing to take big chances. Okay, planning. Feels like a young trillionaire. Planning. It's like a futuristic, more computeristic, steampunky, futuristic thingy. It's very hard. I don't know how to describe it. King of Pentacles. There are businesses that will make money from it, from people trying to do this. Trying to live amongst the stars. In the Expanse, there are people living on Ceres, on the biggest asteroids in the asteroid belt. One of them, they even got to start rotating. So you get, basically you put the habitats underground. What we would think of on Earth is upside down, because the rotating pushes things out, so you get an artificial gravity of some nature inside. But it's, to us, would be our feet on the underside of the ground here. Asteroid mining, absolutely, Michael Grant. There's a lot of ice around Saturn. Two of Pentacles. At least that's my understanding. I'm not sure. King of Pentacles again. Six of Pentacles. Emperor. Jove. I'm getting a failed colony if they try that. I'm getting some very rich people giving it a go to try different things, but I'm not really getting... Yeah, but anyway. Wrestling reads, yes, Saturn's rings are made of ice, yes. Moons is saying the sun will survive for another 10 billion years. Humans likely won't be here by then. Well, I think they'll be here and elsewhere, is what I've picked up, but what do I know? Michael Grant says, Saturn soft drinks, dark matter on the rocks. I am thirsty. Electra Storm says, I just don't want us to trash space like we did Earth. Well, oh, no name here is hearing the Doctor Who theme in your head. This rat says, think of all the cocktails. Yes. All right, that's going to do it for me for today, but thank you for being here. We are going to be okay. Please, please understand that. We're going to get through this. We will. We will. And we're in it together. So hang in there. It is 1:50 here in Chicago, 1:50 in the afternoon. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on Book Art Media. Still working on the old mystery novel. All right, hang in there. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.